morning, good afternoon, wherever in the world you are. New look, right? New frames. All right, enough about me. So, the song Stairway To Heaven, right? It's one of my favorite songs. I love the song. Puts me in a good place, good memories, all of that. But I also thought about something the other day. And I'm not even sure what triggered it, but what if there was such thing as a stairway to heaven? Okay? And for you non-religious folks, even if you don't believe that such places exist, let's just call it success, right? Let's just call it success. What if there was a such thing as a stairway that leads to your ultimate success? You could call it heaven, you could call it success, whatever is at the top that you want. What if that thing really exists, okay? So if you draw it out, it's like a stairway going from the ground in which you're standing on, and it's just like a spiral case, and it spirals all the way up into the sky, right? So what if your only task that you had to do was to climb those stairs? You have to climb all of these stairs. If you want what you really want, which is at the top of the stairs, what if your only task was to climb those stairs? Could you climb it? Could you actually make it up those stairs? Now, keep in mind the dynamics of it all, okay? We're talking about you being on solid ground, and there's a staircase that leads all the way up into the sky. Now, for people that live in major cities like New York, Chicago, you got these big buildings like the Empire State, the Sears Tower, all of these things. Now imagine you're on the ground floor and you have to walk all those stairs up to the top. And that's not even halfway close of getting to the actual sky. But let's just use that for an example. You got to make it up these stairs. Could you do it? Now, the obvious answer is yes. Most of you are going to say yeah, of course I am. It might take me a while, but I'll get there. But that's exactly the point I want to point out. If it's something as simple as climbing steps, and within your heart of heart that you can do it, that it just might take you a while, then why not use that same mindset when it comes to getting what you want anyway? Because it's just the same way. It's like you're climbing stairs, step by step. And at first, you're going to start off hitting the ground running. You're going to climb and climb. Heck, you might even skip a couple of steps because you're feeling so good. You got all this energy. You're so motivated. You're going and going and going. And as you climb further up, you get tired and tired and tired. Heck, you might even look down and get, have a little case of anxiety. You might be afraid. You might just pause for a minute because you're frozen. You're stuck because you can't even believe how far you've come and how much further you got to go, right? These are logical things that are going to happen when you look at stairs, right? Especially if you're going so high. But the same thing actually applies in real life. In real life, success is steps. There's steps to it. It's a process. And you have to climb the steps in order to get there. Now, you don't really know how many steps it's going to take to get there. But you do know that if you keep climbing these steps, eventually you're going to get there. And it's just like the song Stairway to Heaven. If there's a such thing, if it exists in real life, let's just say it did, would you or could you make it up those stairs? And I know a lot of you are going to say, yeah, you could. And you're right. You absolutely can. But why don't we apply that same logic when it comes to the things that we actually want? Some of us do, but not enough of us, because we don't see it like that. Because if it did, there would be no issue when it comes to how long it took us to get there. The fact of the matter is, it's still a process, just like climbing steps. And at some point during that process, you're not going to have as much energy as you did when you first started. When you first started, everybody has all the energy in the world, all the motivation, all the drive, all the purpose, everything. But the higher up you go, you start to slow down a little bit, up until the point where some of you just stop completely. But if you stop completely, you'll never make it up the steps, which means you'll never get to where you're trying to go. You'll never get that piece of heaven. You'll never get that level of success. You'll never get it. Treat that song, Stairway to Heaven. Treat that song as if it exists in your life, in real time. Can you make it up those stairs that go all the way up and all the way up into the sky? Can you make it? I know you can make it. The question is, do you have what it takes to get all the way up there, no matter how long it takes? Because if it's going all the way up in the sky, it's going to take you a while, to say the least. So that's what was interesting to me about the other day. I love the song Stairway to Heaven, but for me, I thought about, what if that existed in real life? Metaphorically, I'm sure it does, but in real life, if it was sitting right there in front of me, and I had a sign at the bottom of the stairs that says, everything you want is at the top, would you make the climb? Can you make it all the way up to the top? And yeah, I can. And so can you. Doesn't matter how long it takes you. Take as long as you need to. Take your time. There's no set time in which it expires. There's no race. There's nobody trying to beat you up there. It's all about you. This is your staircase. It's sitting right in front of you. Can you make it up there? I believe you can, because I know I can. And I'm not the least bit concerned how long it takes me. So apply that same logic to yourself, and I guarantee you'll get there. And by the time you get there, and you look down at how far you came, the level of appreciation you're going to have for yourself and what you've done will be immaculate, to say the least. So climb those stairs, man. Take it step by step at a time. Don't worry about how many steps there are. Don't worry about how high it goes. You just climb and keep climbing until you get there, because everything you want is at the top. Do you got what it takes? I think so. It's Motivation Monday, man. Go be dope.